I'm the scat man. I'm the scat.
Still waiting for that cease and desist from the scat man. Still haven't got it. It's Friday. Welcome to NHL Puck Props presented by Sports Interaction with 14-year NHL vet Carlo Colaiacovo. I'm wearing this toque because I had to sit through 8 innings. Not 8 innings just alone. That game didn't start for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It was a DJ party. It was awful.
Yeah.
12-2. That's why I'm wearing it. So, yeah.
I asked you to take it off because I just spent 4 hours talking about the Jays, and as excited as I got myself yesterday, and I hate myself for getting excited because I've been basically like so distant from this team because of how irritated I get when I talk about them because of their management group. I got sucked in yesterday to get excited about them, only to slap myself in the face and say, you fell into the trap. Don't let it do that to you. So I'm off. I'm off the train. I'm jumping off the cliff. Yeah, I know it's only one game, but one game says a lot, especially when you've seen it a lot in the year prior. I just don't believe in this team. And you wearing that hat, like, I love the Jays. Like, I have, where is he? Look, I've got a Teoscar Hernandez bobblehead.
Yep.
And I've got a Bo Bichette bobblehead. Like, they're in their package for a reason. I don't want to put them out because I'm embarrassed.
It was a tough one. Oh, well. It's fun to take the kids. The kids ate so much. I straight Toronto'd it. Guess where I ate before the game?
St. Louis Bar and Grill.
Jack Astor's, bud.
Nice.
Yeah, got the entire flavor of the city. Absolutely, yeah. Old man. Got the Uber home.
And then to top it all off, the thing that capped off my night, which made it the worst thing to wake up to, I put in a 5-team total parlay in the NHL. I had Pittsburgh over the total, Ottawa over the total, Tampa over the total, Dallas over the total. My last game was Edmonton over the total. It paid 30-1. It paid 30-1. Okay.
Listen.
So all 4 of those games came in, and I get home from my Montreal Philly game, and it's 1-0 Seattle with 5 minutes left in the second period. And I need 6.5. So I was offered a cash out at $300. I took it. I'm like, okay, they're not going to score 6 goals in a 1-0 game. I took the cash out. I woke up the next morning to review the score, and they scored 6 more goals to go over to 7. And I'm like, I just threw away a 30-1 parlay.
Hey, you took home some money. Maybe you slept too. It happens to the best of us. If you're Edmonton right now, Ekholm didn't play. Like, how nervous are you right now? Like, I thought Minnesota was nervous. They go in, beat Washington, and kind of solidified themselves as a playoff team. I don't think they'll fall now. But I think all of a sudden Edmonton should be the most worried.
Well, here's the thing. I think they've come to the realization that they're probably going to have to start on the road in the playoffs because LA is just playing too good right now.
Oh, you don't want to play the Kings at home.
I know you don't, but
they're so bad on the road, though.
They're left with no other choice because they have a 7-point lead on Vancouver, who's the 9th place team. Edmonton's not going to blow a 7-point lead with 10 games left.
No.
So they're going to get in, but they're not going to like their first-round playoff matchup because of where they have to start. Not who they're playing. They beat LA in the past, but where they're playing.
How about my Blues?
Oh, man.
Just storming back.
Unreal.
I didn't get any of the stacks somehow. All the guys scored. We missed one on each side. That was the story of last night.
I know.
Cousins didn't come through. Touchdown in Buffalo. McLeod, Paterka, nowhere near. We missed both sides on the St. Louis one for big money.
Yeah.
I had to get that Patrick Laine goal assisted from Suzuki and Slafkovsky just to cash both of them on the outside, or else those were gonna.
I know.
It was
Thank God
it was
that came in. That saved the night.
100%. But it was one of those nights. 8 goals from Tampa Bay. I couldn't get a Cirelli point. Like it was one of those ones where it's like the goals were there, they just didn't fall in the hands.
Yeah.
I need to apologize. For the pumpers there. I know you guys are doing a great job and you deserve better. One of your leaders here did not think that it did not even click in his mind that old young Matvei Michkov might play the game of his life now that Torts is not there.
He did, dude. He finished with 2 goals. He could have easily had 5. On an empty netter with no goalie out, he hit the post from the top of the circle.
Oh, did you see his 2-on-1? Did you see his 2-on-1 with Couturier?
Was it at the end of the game?
Yeah, it was his
with the
other
empty
goal.
net? With the empty net?
Was it empty net?
No, which one?
The 6th.
Oh,
so it would have been, it would have been the 6th.
The 5th goal. It was the one Couturier scored. He looked him off.
No, it was the 6-3 goal. So Couturier had 2 goals already. It was a 2-on-0 basically, and he looked them off.
Oh, yes.
Couturier could have had the hat trick, but he said, no.
Yeah.
I'm doing this on my own. Did you see the Cam York news?
Yeah, dude.
Why is it all like why all these situations follow Torts like in the same vein of former Maple Leafs coach?
I get it. It was an altercation between Cam York and Torts. But you could punish a guy the same way by making him a healthy scratch. To make him actually dress, sit on the bench, and not play a single shift in a game, that's barbaric, man. Like
what's he saying? What's he saying to the guys coming off the ice?
I don't know. Apparently,
what's York saying to his teammates?
Well, York was probably, given the heads up that this was going to happen from the coaches because it came down from management. It didn't come from the coaches. It came down from management. And the player, he probably said, hey, guys, if you see me on the bench not playing, it's because I'm being punished for discipline. But I get it. But, like, that's more embarrassing than being told you're a healthy scratch as a veteran because you're sitting on the bench in a game. And if you're the 5 other defensemen, you're actually pissed at that even more.
Sanheim, like 27 minutes.
I got to play with 5 defensemen now? Like, that's
I would have liked to. I would have liked to know that. Like he had very few minutes in the Toronto game too. If I had known he'd get 0 minutes, then the value for all those other defensemen goes up because they're going to be playing more than they're used to.
But here's the thing: you don't even get credited for games played if you're York.
You need to have a shift.
You need to have a shift to be credited for games played.
So it was Babs that sat Modano, wasn't it?
Healthy scratch, yes.
Oh, but he healthy scratched him. He didn't dress him and put him on the bench. Okay.
Are you kidding me? If he dressed him, Modano would have found his way on the ice.
Right? Just jumped over, right? That
he would have been like, Holly, get off. I'm coming on. Holly would have been, yeah, bud, it's no problem.
Or just jump over and get a penalty, right? Like, you'd probably still get your game played.
100%. Get in there.
York is playing for a contract next season. Restricted free agent this summer. So that probably has a lot to do with it. I was reading it somewhere that maybe Philadelphia didn't have available players or emergency contacts. They didn't have any moves, but whatever. I'm sure.
Dress a forward as a defenseman then. I don't know. You don't sit a guy a whole game. That's just barbaric.
Montreal. Trouble in Montreal. Right. Very big trouble. Now they got to go to Carolina. Back to back. They're plus 240 road dogs. Totals at 5.5. Today's show is sponsored by top line players playing on PP1 who are mispriced. I have 3 of them in the chat. Please let me know who they are.
Yes.
One of them. Good. Jackson. It's pronounced Balake. That's over 0.5 points. That's plus 110. I still don't get it. The only thing I don't like about Carolina is that you're like, oh, here's another goal from the Jordan Stahl line. You're like, God damn it. Oh,
yeah.
But I mean, still top line PP1. Svechnikov's drawing back in, but they had him on the 4th line and PP2. So won't be taking any stops. Montreal in the second of a back-to-back 4-game skid. How many goals allowed in those 4 games, bud? 21.
Wow.
So I know it's just a bad start. Aho's minus 250 for a point. Jarvis is minus 200 for a point. and somehow Balake is still plus 110. We'll take it. Montembeault likely after last game off. He was pulled in his last start. He's kind of fading down the stretch. He's been playing above 866 save last 4 games. What is Montreal doing? Like, how do you rally a troop that you're like, that high was high, and now you're just kind of holding on while things are falling apart?
Well, they were holding on and still finding a way to grind out points, but it caught up to them in St. Louis, where, you know, some of their sluggish play, especially in the D zone, some of their fatigue that they've been showing with their goaltenders, finally had a breaking point. And you thought, you know, and St. Louis said it best. You know, he didn't want to. He wanted to treat this like fertilizer, where you just put it on and it disappears, right? So it's a 1-game thing where a lot of bad things happen, and then you just find a way to move on. They carried that same sluggish play into the start of that game yesterday in Philly, and it caught up to them. They couldn't. Again, when you're spending so much time chasing games, you can only do it for so long until it finally hits a breaking point and you start getting exposed for who you really are. And I think for Montreal, the last 2 games, or especially yesterday, that's a game you can't lose if you're gonna consider yourself a playoff team, right? You start off sluggish, you fall behind, you know, the score, and now you're chasing the game the rest of the way. And in the third period was just, it was chaos, you know, just no defense, all offense, goals back and forth. And now you go into a tough back-to-back against Carolina after coming off of that loss yesterday. This is basically their season tonight, because their next 2 games are against Florida Panthers. So
with Brad
they've got to
Marchand
find
back.
a way. They've got to find a way to put an end to this, put a stop to this, and find their game again. Because as much as it felt good, it could easily unravel for this team very quickly.
2 more apples for Mr. Lane Hudson and that Calder push, though.
My guy.
Yep. Now I'm looking at the numbers, and I mean, Michkov had a big game. Michkov's numbers are right there with Celebrini, which is interesting, and he's not.
He took the goal scoring lead. Did Celebrini score even strength or just in the shootout yesterday? I think just in the shootout, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Michkov has the goal scoring lead right now for rookies.
And he's nowhere near that race. It's still Celebrini and Hudson. I mean, Hudson has as many points as Rasmus Dahlin. Like, that's pretty. He has as many points as Connor Bedard.
Dude, he's legit, man. Like, even
I know.
yesterday, like, because they were trailing, he was on the ice more. I think he played almost 28 minutes last night. And every time he's on the ice, he's making something happen. That's what I marvel at this kid when I look at him and watch him play. He's just so exciting to watch, because he's always trying to make something happen that you don't expect normal players to make happen.
Don't slap me. 5 shots, 4 shots, 5 shots in goal. Last 3 games, plus 160 for 3 shots on goal. Just letting you know.
Ooh.
For Blake.
We're not doing the Balaki.
No, I'm just pointing it out.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, pointing it out. Maybe it's in my account. Maybe the 3, 4, 5 shot.
You're laddering the shots on your
laddering the shots. I think I'm 0 for 72 in shot ladders this year. So That's why we don't talk about them out loud too much. Vancouver and Columbus. We already saw it in the chat. Thank you, boys. Columbus is still alive. How is Columbus still alive? I don't know if they're winning hockey games anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't really seen it. Merzlikins comes back. He hasn't been great. Vancouver here you got to give him credit. Got to give him a lot of credit. They've been scrappy. Like, Pettersson is just like, no, I'm done. Like, I'm out. Like, that's a pretty big miss to not fight through these games right now. So it has to be pretty serious. They didn't even travel with the team on the road trip, so that makes this Pia Suter situation a lot easier. That's the point you want. Like, you want the point, you get a point for Suter, you get a point for Jackson Blake, and then you go get a point for Alex Iafallo. All of those guys, line 1, PP1, mispriced. But let's just take the full line here, because Besser sold this last one. Not sure we get it sold last time. $425. Let's just get that. Like I said, Pettersson, Hoglander out for the road trip. Suter played huge minutes, center 1, power play 1, back-to-back multi-point games. Multi-point games in 4 of his last 7 for Suter. Like, it just goes to show you that opportunity is massive.
Real.
And when you're put in those offensive zone opportunities, which you are as center one and PP1 center, that it doesn't always really matter who the talent is. It's just those positions can get you points.
100%, man. You're given better, because think about when you're elevated in the lineup, coaches have an idea of which line wants to play in which zones, right? Yeah. So if you're starting in the offensive zone more, you're going to get all more offensive zone chances.
100%. And it's just something I don't think they price well enough, right? Yeah. We smashed IFL the other day. He didn't get a point. Well, we're going to get back to him today anyway. But yeah, Suter to Bruss, Besser. I think Vancouver has a chance. They're a low event team. I get it. But Columbus is a high event team, a very high event team. And
now that guys are healthy too. Monahan's back. Marchenko is back, feeling a little bit better.
But how does that deal with in their own defensive responsibilities as forwards now that they've juggled up three lines again?
Yeah,
like communication is different, no?
Yeah, it is. So is chemistry, right? I mean, and so is comfort when you're just used to playing. See, the thing is too, is that like sometimes when you're playing lower in the lineup, you're always looking back to see if your name's going to be called.
Yeah.
If you're playing higher in the lineup, you just know you're going out. So there's not that feeling of always worrying about, hey, who's on the ice? Am I going on? You just know you're getting a tap and going on. So, and I think that's, sort of what Columbus has been struggling with, where, they had guys that were just, hey, you're up. Hey, you're up. Hey, you're up. And now it's like, hey, you're only going up if this guy's out. Could take guys out of their rhythm.
If I can get those three at plus 289, should I take one at an assist? I think plus 289 is a good price for that line still in that matchup.
Which line?
Top line, Vancouver versus.
Oh, this the Bruss Besser
Columbus. Yeah. But it's like I said, I don't view it as these individuals. I just view it as this team getting these offensive zone chances versus that team.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's, I don't really price in the people as much as the opportunity. Moving on, Utah, Florida. Tough day to be a Utah fan. They got absolutely spanked everywhere on the court, on the ice. They got to go back-to-back. Brad Marchand could be drawn back in. This could be his first game. He was practicing on the line with Sam Bennett and Samskovich. I think I got it finally. It only took
Samoskovich.
Dang it. Oh, I'm so close. I'm knocking on the door. Will be interesting to see what we get from the power play. I think they usually do practice power play the game of, right? For the morning skate?
Yeah.
So hopefully we can find out.
Depends. Like for which team are you talking about?
That would be the home team, Florida.
Well, no, Florida didn't play last night. So actually, yeah, they didn't play last night. So they probably would have a full team practice.
If they do have a full team practice, yeah.
Yeah, a full team pregame skate. Yeah.
Things were ugly in Utah. Who's this? Paul Maurice. Oh, sorry. Paul Maurice first said regarding Brad Marchand, we'll see how everything comes back to the rink on Friday. And then after the morning skate, so they are having a morning skate, we'll make the decision whether Brad is in or not. And then on the other side, you have Mikhail Sergachev talking about their 8-0 loss last night to Tampa Bay. That was terrible from the start to finish. We didn't play nearly the style of game that we wanted to play, and it showed. We have to make a decision if we want to be in the playoffs or not. This is kind of a punch in the face. Yeah, well, you only got 8 or 9 games left.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen them absolutely riding Veg Melka? Have you seen his numbers right now?
Well, who else are they going to play?
He's played 15 straight games.
Who's their backup? Their backup is
it Jackson Stauber? Jackson Stauber, yeah.
Stauber, yeah.
Who's but like Veg Melka's fumes, man. Like I've never seen that.
Well, it showed last night.
But he's running out. He's allowed 4+ in 3 straight. And he only played 30 minutes last night. So it'll be interesting to see. So maybe they pulled him and then they'll start him today. That sometimes happens, but they have zero faith in Stauber because he's just been on that bench collecting a paycheck 15 straight games. I got nothing. I want to see if Marchand plays, and if he does, I'm happy to get that whole second line, hopefully somewhere in that plus 250 range. Should be a little bit of value because of Samskovich. Nailed it again. New Jersey, Winnipeg. Let's go. Winnipeg, minus 180. Over-under sitting at 5.5. I already mentioned it. Alex Iafallo for a point, plus 155. Hammered it last game, nothing, but back again. Velarde is week to week, so we don't have to worry about it. Top line, PP1. He should not be longer than a point than Nemesnikov, who is now on the third line with Perfetti and power play 2. And the top line stacks is plus 275, which is a giant price when you get Scheifele and Connor on a line. Like, that's as big as it gets. And fingers crossed for Jacob Markstrom to be in net, because 3+ goals in 7 straight games with an .837 save percentage. He got the win last one. Maybe they'll throw him out again. That's how I kind of want that one to happen. Winnipeg, New Jersey. It's kind of a tough one to see. We talked about yesterday in terms of what New Jersey is, playing hockey without their best players. You give them much of a shot. Winnipeg. I mean, we did see Washington get whacked by Minnesota.
Yeah. I mean, but Winnipeg's like, they've been that team that doesn't really need to rely on star power, right? Their identity is their depth. And so they have other guys that chip in and they just find a way. When you got a goaltender like Hellebuck that gives you a chance every night, you can get away with that on most nights. And I think New Jersey's in tough. Like, they know they had a big win against Chicago the other night, but
that was a shootout versus Chicago, though. Like, it was 3-3 at one point, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think they took the 3-3 goal off the board, and then it was 4-2.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I said last game that they played against Chicago that Chicago was a live underdog. New Jersey's a weird team to read right now, man.
I know. Really they really are. They're a tough one. And I know the line combos are kind of getting juggled within that team, and it's a tough matchup. I'm sure Connor will be in net. I don't think he's confirmed, but because Cody Glass was out last game. So then they really mix things up. Wife's vacuuming right now. Great idea. Great timing. Great timing. Yeah. But Palat, Heischer, Meyer on that top line. Second line was Halla, Mercer, and Bratt.
I wanted to come into your room right now. You need me to vacuum your floor?
No, and then we'll find out how it's my fault. Yeah. You didn't tell me. Love that. Seeing Brewski up there saying Ehlers, Fetty, and Nemesnikov no, because Perfetti and Vladislav have been moved down to the third line. Ehlers playing with Nino Niederreiter or something like that. So it's kind of, and maybe Mason Appleby. It's kind of been
Appleton.
Mixed. Appleton, sorry, nailed it. So good.
Okay.
I'm so good with names. I hate names.
Yes,
no, that's kind of what it is.
Lowry. Lowry is the second line center iceman. So it's Ehlers, Lowry, Appleton, and then third line is Niederreiter, Nemesnikov, Perfetti.
Lowry's captain, isn't he?
Yes.
Is he probably the most unrecognizable captain in the entire league?
Also
fun drinking game, going around naming NHL captains. If you're ever
it would be for sure. I think he's more of the most underappreciated. Yeah. I don't say under-recognized, underappreciated for sure.
You have such a way with words, bud. You're just a regular word.
Well, and I say recognize, like, people recognize and know who Adam Lowry is. Like, he's earned his respect in the league.
If I saw a picture of him, I don't know if I saw him get a goal and I saw his face come up when I was hoping for a follow point. What about your buddy Scott Lawton getting a goal?
Hey now.
Didn't touch anything. Didn't touch anything in the shootout versus Philly, but obviously comes back because everybody bet on him then. That's how that works.
Yep.
Hi. They actually gave us a good Friday slate. I appreciate it. Leafs lost maybe 2 seconds on that. Now you have to beat the Kings at home. Like, you're gonna you go 1-1-1 on this trip. You go home, Florida, Columbus, Tampa Bay, Florida. This is how I see it. Because it will be the funniest path for Toronto by far. So they're going to lose. They beat the Kings. So go 1-1-1 in California. Mm-hmm. Come back home. Lose 2 straight games. I think it's Columbus and Florida. Sky's falling in Toronto. Mm-hmm. Go win both games in Florida. Right? And then maybe beat Carolina, lose to Montreal, and then you got Detroit, Buffalo at the end, and then do something stupid right at the end of the year when it means the most.
Well, yeah, they'll need to win that Buffalo game to win the division, and they'll lose it.
Yeah, that's where it's
Yeah.
But they'll go 2-1 versus Tampa Bay and Florida.
Yeah, for sure. And look, I didn't watch much of the game last night because it was a late one. I had to get up early. Just reviewing it this morning. Toronto's power play has been a game changer for them, especially post Four Nations. They've got the third best power play in the league. They're operating at 38%, I think. And their goaltending, Joseph Wall, has been atrocious in his last two starts. I mean, you're talking about Nashville and San Jose, his last two starts, and he's given up 11 goals. It's not good. And when you sort of take a big picture perspective here, over the last 10 days, they've played the 30th team in the league and the 32nd ranked team in the league, Nashville and San Jose, 3 times. They're 0-3, and they only have 2 out of the 6 points. Now, if they had those 4 points, those 4 extra points, they'd have a 5-point lead in the division right now.
Now, just think if Bettman gave us 1-8, right? Like, you would have 4 teams playing for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Yep.
That would be awesome.
Yep.
The difference between 2nd and 5th is
huge.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And now, probably lose the division. Let's be honest. Lose the division, and all we want is Florida to win the division. If that's where we are, we want Florida to win the division. You want to play Tampa Bay. You'd rather play Tampa Bay than having a line. Oh, God. Just think, like Kachuk's not even there right now, right? Like, he's not even playing.
They're still winning.
I know. And then you have to face that third line, like the Anton Lundell, Listerinen line. Like, that's not an easy line to play against either. Like, that's going to beat every third line matchup too.
Yeah.
I hate Florida, but they're good. All right, let's win some money. Friday. Pad the pockets. Baseball's here. I had to endure some madness just to get this hat. Love it. Kids came home with so much chocolate over them. Yeah. It was awesome.
Hey, it was a fun day with the family. At least that's the way you could summarize it.
It is fun to watch kids at sporting events because they just get into it. Like, the music plays and they're just like, they're dancing. You're like, I'm too embarrassed to do that. I wouldn't do that, but go ahead.
I did see you met the Gate 14.
Guy. As soon as I walked in, Johnny and Avery right there taking pictures with other people. I just jumped right in there. Yeah.
Bunch of beauties, man.
The Gate 14 guys are awesome. But yeah, let's have a weekend, buddy. Weather's getting nice. Things are turning. Things are looking up. Let's win some money. Have a good time. I'm Josh Ingles. He's Carlo Colaiacovo. This is NHL Puck Props presented by Sports Interaction. Lead us out, buddy.
Ciao.